It's great to see all of you. It's bright and early here in the morning. It's 9:30 in the morning, and I know it's in the evening there. Before some of you joined us, I had a quick opportunity to say hi to Ishita, who was just telling me that she's finishing up some of her classes. So we know that you've had a long day, but we hope that today's program will be enlightening, entertaining, and engaging. You have gone through a process, and you're going through the process that I think is very rewarding at the end of the day. You have the opportunity to join us here at Lynn University. Ishita was one of the fortunate Next Junior Scholars last year to have won the award. Renee and myself were actually in Mumbai with Devika and many other people from the Next Junior program. I have been in Mumbai on several occasions, so has Renee, and so has Julie. So all three of us have been to India, traveled. We've been to many of your schools. We've met with many of your colleagues. We understand how rigorous the academic curriculum is in India, and we truly believe that Lynn University is a great fit. I'm from South Africa originally, and I've been here at Lynn University for the past 25 years. So I apologize to all you cricket fans when South Africa beats your Indian national team. And a good friend of mine, John T. Rhodes, who actually used to be the manager of your team. I went to the same school as John T. Rhodes and played cricket with John T. He obviously had a very successful career in cricket, and I didn't have as successful career. But it's great to see so many of you. Renee asked many of you to put your cameras on. Several of you have put your cameras on, so thanks very much. If you do have the opportunity to put your camera on, I really encourage you to put your camera on if you have the opportunity. Don't worry about your hair. Don't worry about your lighting. This is a Lynn family. We are all in this together. It's a great opportunity for us to get to know who you are, for us to become a little bit more familiar with who you are. So really, don't worry too much about your appearance. I try to make sure that my hair is right today, but it's not always right. I'm going to go through a presentation quickly to showcase what we have to offer here at Lynn University. I always believe a picture says more than 1,000 words, so we're going to show you a quick video that showcases what campus is like here at the university. What did you think? I saw many of you smiling, nodding your heads, thinking, wow, that looks pretty neat. That looks pretty cool. Renee, Julie, myself, and Ishita, our Next Junior Scholar, who you'll hear from later, all call that our home. It's an incredible place. We are located in Boca Raton, Florida. It's about an hour north of Miami, about 3 hours south of Orlando. We're pretty close to the beach, as you can see, about 8 kilometers. And the temperature is very moderate and very nice. It's actually relatively cool compared to what you are used to in India. Coming from South Africa, I'm used to the heat. Living in Florida, it's extremely warm and it's a great place. There are over 40,000 university students in Boca Raton. So it's a vibrant community here. We have a number of universities in Boca Raton that are relatively close to us. And as you can see, the city that we are located in, it's called Boca Raton. There are also 2 other cities that are close that are represented there, Delray Beach and West Palm Beach. Our area, it's the 12th fastest growing metro area in the US. That is ranked by Forbes magazine. Many of you are probably familiar with Forbes. So you are coming to an area that is extremely vibrant. There are a lot of multinationals that are setting up operations and headquarters here in Boca Raton. And it's a great place for international students, not only to come and study, but also to have the opportunity of staying on if that's what you actually want to do in terms of job placements, in terms of internships. Lynn has also been recognized as the #1 institution in the South for having one of the highest percentage of international students. We have students from close to 100 countries here at the university. We have students from 44 states and 100 countries. So you are joining a truly global community here at the institution. Our classes are very small. The student to faculty ratio is about 18:1, and we have just over 3,000 students with us here at the university. One of the great things about the university is we are very innovative, progressive, forward-thinking university. I think this is more important now so more than ever before, especially in terms of COVID. With COVID, all universities, all your high schools have had to adopt to the manner in which we interact, in which we communicate, and in which we teach the curriculum within our respective environments. And Lynn University has been a very technologically advanced university. All of our students receive an iPad Pro. We are not necessarily enamored with the device because we know Apple is going to change that device periodically, but it's more about the ecosystem that goes along with that. Our faculty members are creating their own textbooks. Yes, our faculty members are creating their own textbooks that are multi-touch, multi-design. We actually don't have textbooks here at the university because we are looking to save you, the student, costs on purchasing those expensive textbooks. You'll see on the left-hand side of your screen that Lynn University has been named an Apple Distinguished School. We have been fortunate to have received this distinguished award. There's only roughly about 32 universities in the United States that have been recognized as an Apple Distinguished School. There are over 4,000 colleges and universities in the United States. So Lynn University to have received this acknowledgement is really a compliment to our faculty members in the way that they are teaching our students and the way that our students are learning. We're going to show you a quick video that highlights how technology is being infused in the classroom and how students are learning here at the institution.
One of the best experiences I had was absolutely being able to use my iPad in class to create an iTunes U course. Having that great experience, I became a certified Apple teacher.
Everything is just so vivid, it's so colorful, and it's just right there all the time.
I can write all over it, I can scribble on it, I can highlight it.
I like to download my music onto the iPad so I don't have to carry like 100 papers with me everywhere.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience looking at how students are utilizing all sorts of spaces across campus to come together with faculty, with other students, and really producing high quality learning experience.
As a biology major, studying is probably one of the biggest time-consuming things I do in my life.
and the iPad has really helped that be more convenient to me.
They actually would have the ability to draw and or sketch an item and then learn from experts how to make a pattern, bringing their sketch to life.
It's just so easy, it's convenient, I love it.
So what we hear from our students is that learning is becoming fun again. That's the great thing about American higher education and the way that we structure things, especially at liberal arts driven institutions. We believe that there's a great deal of value with you learning inside the classroom, but also being exposed to learning opportunities outside of the classroom. So we really expose you to an academic environment, a social environment, a cultural environment, and an athletic environment, all under the auspices of making sure that we provide you with the requisite skills, information, and knowledge to be successful in whatever it is that you're looking to study. You can go to our website and see all of our majors. They're listed on the iPad there, but I encourage you to visit our website and learn more about the institution. One of the great aspects of the university is in America, the typical bachelor's degree is 4 years. So you would be with us for 4 years, but you have the opportunity to earn that 4-year degree in 3 years. And Lynn University incurs the cost of that additional year, in fact, saving you as students and your families over $50,000. Some of our most popular majors at the university, you can see international business management, sports management, psychology, professional pilot, and entrepreneurship. We have over 40 programs that you can study. So we really do have a wide compilation of different degrees for you to study. We currently have 18 students from India, 13 in our undergraduate programs and 5 in our graduate programs. And you can see what our undergraduate students are studying and what our graduate students are studying. So the great thing about the university is you can earn your degree in 3 years with us, your bachelor's degree, and then stay on and earn your graduate degree with us. Many of our graduate programs can be earned in 1 year. So within 4 years, you can actually earn a bachelor's degree and a graduate degree. One of the things that Lynn University is most widely known for here in the United States is our core curriculum, which is called the Dialogues. It's received national attention from many third parties all across the United States. And there's a real emphasis on teaching students to think critically, communicate effectively, and solve problems creatively. The curriculum, which all students take, regardless of what your academic major is, spans all 4 years. And there's 5 key themes. As you can see, self and society, belief and reason, justice and civic life, quantitative reasoning, and scientific literacy. And you would take one course in each one of those thematic themes every year that you're here at the university. And what it is building you to develop and become proficient in the necessary skills that we believe all graduates need to have to be proficient in a wide array of industries that you would be going into. To prepare you for that career after Lynn University, we are big proponents of ensuring that you as a student are being exposed and taking advantage of internships. We have a department on campus that will work with you to get internships, and you can see a small sampling of organizations that our students are involved with for internships or life after Lynn University from a career development perspective. As I mentioned early on, we are located in a great part of the country. In Boca Raton, we are in Florida. You can see where we're located in comparison to New York and California. And I can assure you, I've been here for 25 years. I've traveled to almost every state here in America, and we are very fortunate to be in a wonderful part of the world. We have 6 residence halls on campus. So you as a student coming to the university would actually reside on campus. There's a requirement for you to reside on campus your first 2 years, and then you have the decision as to whether you want to remain on campus or move off campus. We're in the midst of building a new residence hall, so by the time that you come to campus, we should be close to completing a residence hall. COVID has disrupted that plan, but we are building another residence hall for 288 more students. I'm now going to turn it over to Julie. That's going to talk about our requirements here at the institution from an application standpoint. Julie, it's all yours.
Yes, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. What an amazing presentation so far. I'm so happy to see you all. That being said, let me talk to you a little bit more about the admissions requirements. I know you have received a couple of my emails, but I just want to emphasize that I'm here to help you with the admissions process. Any questions you have, I've seen a couple of your faces. We had some Zoom meetings before, but let me go over quick. So remember, 2 applications. You can apply through the Lynn University application or the common application. Requirements, of course, we need your high school transcripts, your marks, a letter of recommendation, proof of language proficiency, which you can choose between the Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, if you're doing an IB diploma or AP. Remember, SATs or ACT scores are optional. This won't affect anything through the admissions process or interview process or scholarship process. It's just optional. Don't forget that the deadline to please, this is, I can emphasize this enough, to have all your requirements by December 15. Of course, we can talk through the process. If you have any questions, WhatsApp me, email me. That's what I'm here for. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And then I'll give it to Renee. Thank you so much, guys.
Renee, before you start, I just want to highlight to all of you students, just that last point that Julie talked about. Lynn University is test optional. And I know that for years, you've heard that if you want to apply to America, you have to really do well on your SATs. It's been ingrained into you that you have to prepare for the SAT, you have to study for the SAT, and you have to excel on the SAT. Many of you through the Indian curriculum, some of you are going through international schools, have been really prepared well for tests. And many of you do extremely well on tests, but there are some students that don't perform well on tests and don't have a test score that really exemplifies as to who they truly are as an individual. So I just want to make sure that you're all aware that Lynn University is test optional. There are now over 1,700 universities in America that are test optional. We've been test optional for the last 7 years. There are some institutions that have gone test optional solely because of COVID, right? Because many of you are not able to actually take the test score. So please, please know that if you are applying to Lynn University, which all of you are, you do not have to take the SAT. You will not be penalized. We will evaluate you without the SAT score. Now, if you've taken the SAT, if you think it's a good indication of who you are, by all means, feel free to submit the test score. But if you haven't taken the SAT and you don't want to take the SAT, no problem. You don't have to. So you can speak more to Julie about the SAT after our presentation, but I just wanted to highlight that point. Thanks, Renee. It's all yours.
Thank you, Gareth and Julie, and we're doing great with time, so thank you for that. I know it's a lot of information to cover, and there's so many special things that really make Lynn such an innovative and engaging university that we really hope that you will take the time to talk some more with us, talk some more with the Next Genius Scholars, so that you can really get a feel for the place. I know that many of you have questions about the language proficiency. And as Julie said, there are ways to waive out of language proficiency. On the slide, you did see some of those ways, but if you feel that your curriculum entitles you to a waiver, please connect with Julie or myself, and then we can talk with you and see if if that is a fit for our current language waiver. So now comes the exciting part where you get to hear from our Next Genius Scholars. And I see that Megan has joined us and Alan has joined us. And I'm going to, again, I'm going to actually let you, the three of them, introduce themselves one by one. If you can turn your cameras on, I see that Ishita has her camera on, but Alan, I don't see you on yet, and you're going to be the first one to go on. So awesome, there you are, and then Megan will follow. So I'm gonna let Alan go first. Alan is our first Next Genius Scholar who joined us from the one of the many schools in India. And I wanted to say the name of your high school, Alan, and right now I've forgotten the name. So please, I apologize. So if you can share that in your introduction, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then you'll turn it over to Megan. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Hi, my name is Alan, and I'm the 2018 Next Senior Scholar at Lynn University, and I come from Chennai, and the high school that I attended was Lodz International High School, and I did the Cambridge syllabus AS and A levels in high school, so I didn't have to take the SATs or ACT, as Mr. Garrett was saying. So I came in as a test optional student, and the journey with Lynn University and Next Seniors was amazing because I applied to the Next Senior Scholarship and then attended the exam just as you guys did, and then applied for my applications and attended the interview at Mumbai with Mr. Garrett and Miss Lily, who is not here unfortunately now. But it was a pretty fun experience because I got to meet them in person. We had a bunch of activities and they evaluated us through the activities and saw us for who we are and how we can perform in a real business world or in a management world, or how we operate stuff. And being at Lynn University has been a great experience for me. Now that I live off campus, I've got to experience how to responsibly take care of my time, finish my work, and also have a good time going out and exploring stuff at Lynn, because we have a lot of visiting places and fun stuff around here. And I will pass the mic over to Megan. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see all these faces. My name is Megan. I am from Pune. I did the IB for high school, and I went to Mercedes-Benz International School. I am the 2019 scholar, so currently I am a second-year student. And I am a social entrepreneurship major here at Lynn. 2 years ago, this time, I was exactly where you guys are right now, with like the anxiety of like writing, filling in applications, writing your statement of purpose, and then looking forward to the interview in Jan. So hopefully through this, you'll get some cool insight on just my experiences. And then if you have any questions, I'd love to answer. Passing it on to Ishita.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ishita. I'm a freshman to Lynn this year, and I graduated from Pune. I did the IB, and I'm majoring in psychology. Unfortunately, I haven't been on campus yet. So I'm doing this online so far, but it's been great. And like Megan said, I completely understand where you guys are right now and the kind of anxiety you must be feeling. I get that. We all do. Hopefully this presentation soothed you a bit, helped you understand more. And I just want to say that welcome to the family. We genuinely treat each other like a family here, and I'm glad to have met all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Ishita, Megan, and Alan. And to the students who are listening to them, you just got to hear from Ishita, who is taking our program virtually, Megan, who started on campus and now is a virtual too because of COVID. And I know that we haven't talked a lot about COVID, but we are offering a hybrid program, which means that students are able to take classes from home. And there are also, most of our students are here, about 70% of our students are on campus, like Alan, taking classes with the professors. Of course, we've made huge steps towards a social distancing model, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. And I wanted to mention that because that's important. I'm sure it's in the mind of many of your parents as yourselves, but we have partnered with a national pharmacy chain here at the university, here in the US, and we actually have a testing site on campus. So we've been very lucky. I think because we're a family, because we're a community, I think students are very mindful of who the neighbor is, who they're sitting next to class, and protect themselves and others. So our cases have been very low compared to other universities when you hear that the cases are rampant. So we have been, since August, the last count was a little bit under 140 cases in total since August. So we feel very good about that. I know you have questions, anxieties. We encourage you to ask. The students are here, our scholars are here to share with you, but also give you the time for questions that you may have for them. So we can start now. I know that you have written some questions down. Feel free to just raise your hand. So you have to be on camera just so that you can take the floor, and then unmute yourself and ask the questions. So I see somebody that's ready to jump in, and I think her name is Charlie. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Firstly, it indeed feels like a family, very welcoming and heartwarming. I just wanted to ask that to the next senior scholars, that what do you think of the academic rigor at Lynn, and what were the cultural shocks that you felt when you first entered the US?
Sure,
Can I answer?
Okay, Alan, you can go first. I'll follow up.
All right. So personally for me, coming from India, the personal shock I had while doing classwork was citation. That was something new for me. But other than that, pretty much it's fun. It's basically fun. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I would say that academic rigor is pretty good. You get what you put into it. I love that Lynn is a service-oriented university. Like, there's so many opportunities to merge your major with like doing something good for the community. So it's really like you have a lot of freedom to pick your rigor. You can also do the 3.0 program. I'm part of that, so you just kind of condense it a little bit. As for the cultural shock, a little bit of a funny story. I found it very weird when everyone asked how I was doing. Normally when people say hi, they're like, hi, and like just smile. But when you go to the US, everyone's like, hi, how are you? And people just walk past rather than wait for the answer, which was very weird for me when I first went in. But then you get used to it. And so that's kind of like a funny story.
I would just like to say that about the academic rigor, the professors at Lynn, they really teach in a holistic manner. I mean, I've personally experienced that. There's a lot of quizzes, videos, discussion posts, everything. They're doing everything they possibly can in an online atmosphere to make sure that you're engaged. So, and they're always open for help. You can always ask them anything you want. So you don't have to worry about that.
Wow, thank you so much for your answers. I really appreciate it.
Shavi, and I would just add from the culture shock, the great thing is, like myself from South Africa, Renee and Julie, we're all from different places. When you come to a place like Lynn, everyone is in the same boat, right? There's so many people coming from so many different states as well as so many countries. Everyone is sort of in the same boat together, that we are navigating the new waters together. So I don't think, as you've heard from Alan, Megan, and Ishita, is you become ingrained in the community pretty quickly. And it's, in some cases, for international students, it is a big culture shock coming here to America, but you're not the only one. You know, 25% of our students are international. So there's a lot of people that are getting used to the American culture. But the great thing is, so many Americans want to get to know who we are as foreigners, and you get to form friends with international students, but as well as many Americans.
If I could add to that. Thanks, Gareth. Sorry, I interrupted you, but what I wanted to add to that is that Gareth did mention he came to the States as an international student. I did the same. Several of our vice presidents, our vice president for academic affairs is from the Cayman Islands, and many of our faculty and administrators come from different countries. So I think that one of the things that really fosters is a different conversation, right? It's a different understanding of experience. So Megan, the example that you gave, that's so traditional. There's an intercultural video called Cold Water, and it's very, very old, but that's the exact example. So for many people, it's like, hi, how are you? But if you go into our dining hall, if you're walking around campus, then people do recognize you. And I think you'll find faculty members stopping to really chat with you and find out not only how you're doing, but hey, how was your reading? What did you think about that reading? that we had in class, or, really, what are you doing during the break? Things like that. So I wanted to share that with you because I think we don't talk enough about the diversity that there is among those of us who work here as well. So I'm going to give it back to the students. I'm sure you have questions, don't want to take up all the time. Go ahead, who has this? Let's see for, I can see the people that have your cameras on, but let's see. Come on, I know you have some questions. Okay, while you think of those questions, we know that some of the questions that you had that Megan and Ishita and Alan thought about is there's so much talk about rankings.
Renee, sorry, there's a question from Omkar, I think.
Omkar. Go ahead, Omkar, please, go ahead, unmute yourself.
I'd like to ask the next genius scholars, what was your experience while you were filling out the application, and how were the interviews? What was the experience you had?
I can start off.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so with the applications, I remember I wrote so many drafts, and I would like go to my parents, go to my friends, like go to my teachers and ask them to reread it. But I think the best piece of advice, and you've probably heard this and you're going to hear it more, is be yourself. On one hand, the university is interviewing you, but you're also interviewing the university to see if they're a good fit for you. So I think both for like the application and like the interviews, just be yourself. And if it's a good fit for your needs, then, things would work out.
And for like the interview part, I keep saying this, I probably said it 100 times. They term it as interview, but it's more like a friendly discussion amongst friends. So that's what's great. Like I personally loved it. I made some great friends and really got to know each other on a personal level. So it's not like, I would like to think of it as when you fill out your applications, it's like your academics, like your essay and all that. But then your interview is like all about you, who you are as a person and your personality. So I think, yeah, you can keep that in mind.
So for me, I would say, as Ishita mentioned, that I was able to make good friends as well, because I still talk to people that came to the Next Senior Scholarship Program in 2018 with me. I still connect with them back in India. And as the interview goes, it is more of an evaluation of yourself, how you actually behave in a situation where you're put in teams or groups, and how you compensate with others. And as far as the application goes, I feel like if you guys have any questions, you can ask us. Our messages are open, and it is pretty simple and straightforward. So, and again, still, if you guys have any questions, you're free to ask us. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would just say, like, be yourself, because you're trying to show the university who you are, rather than trying to be someone you think the university would like. Just kind of be yourself.
So along those same lines about what you think of university, right? So many students think about university experience in terms of what they see in movies or social media, or there's certain perceptions. How is that? I'm going to direct this for Megan and for Alan, really in terms of coming to Lynn and being on campus, and what kinds of activities were you able to participate junior first year that made it easier for you to adjust?
So I personally joined into sports because I feel more comfortable being in a sports group. So I joined the tennis club, the soccer club. So I got to play sports and made friends through that. And it was quite easy. And I personally, from my experience, I never felt homesick. So because I felt like being in another family. So after moving here, so I was able to connect with people pretty well. And I still meet up with them, go play on campus. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think movies can be very over dramatized. There's a lot of stuff in there that's not actually true. It's just entertainment. But on campus, there are just so many opportunities to get involved, whether it's like volunteer work. So I joined Nightathon, which is our efforts to raise funds for a local group that supports children that have cancer. They have like events on campus for everyone. So like Founders Day. I guess you'll learn more about that once you come to Lynn. And then they also have a lot, like you have all the sports people that are like athletes at university. They have games, so you kind of just go watch their games, go with your friends, have a good time. And there's just, you have your classes at a certain time, but then you also have a lot of room to grow personally and to have all these other commitments at university, or even just get together with a group of friends and like play a game of football or something. So I feel like the whole movie depiction of it is not entirely true. And university experience is so much more than that.
Wonderful, thank you. And we still have a few more minutes. We're doing so great on time that I want to encourage you, the students who are going to be going through the application process and in January are going to be in the competition. This is your chance. You have a good audience here for asking questions. So please do join us for some more asking. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot out one last question to Megan.
There's a question I think from
Please, yes, Siddharth?
Okay, yeah. So my question is can I do a dual major in Lynn?
Yes, you can. We really encourage you to think through what it is that you're looking to do after the university. I think that's really important. And I know in the Indian curriculum, and very much, a lot of times, every time I presented in India, one of the first questions is your question, can I double major? And I think what we try and do is really encourage students to think about what tools, what resources, what experiences are going to best serve you for whatever it is that you're looking to go after. I think Megan is a prime example. I think Megan, you at first were thinking of doing psychology and then you moved over into social entrepreneurship, right? So in high school, I think you can have something very fixated as to what you want to do, but you come to the university here, and if you come with an open mind, you can really explore a couple of different things. You can major in something and minor in something. That's really what we encourage students to think about. And to minor in something, all as it is requiring you to take 5 courses. So that's really the route that we encourage students to major in something, and then you can minor in something. Hope that answers your question. We had another question. I think it is from Ibishik. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Do you have a question?
Yes, hello. I have a question for the scholars. It's for the on-campus scholars, which is how are you is there any way that you are financing your entire stay for the study stay during the course of your education on your own, apart from your parents? That's what I'd like to ask. And also the way, as in how you have distributed your budget. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I understand your question. I feel that there are on-campus jobs if you want to get it. And if they're available, you can apply for them through the Lynn student job applications, and you can go for an interview to the person who interviews you, and then you can get the job if you get it. But other than that, you are not able to work off campus unless and until you have some economical impact, or that's a whole different category of getting off campus work. But other than that, if you want to work off campus, you will have to go through an internship. Those internships are only given to you once you reach your sophomore year or your junior year. I did an internship as an assistant accountant when I was a sophomore last year. It was pretty fun. And that's one way I was able to manage my financials. But otherwise, it is totally up to your parents supporting you, because as per the US immigration's law, you cannot work off campus. So, and if it is hard for you to pay up front for the housing, what I would suggest is they do payment plan. So you can pay it off in 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months. I did that one of my semesters, so it's pretty easy. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That really helped. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
No
to
problem.
follow up as well, like I worked for admissions for a little bit in year one. Gareth, I can see you smiling. Yeah. And as a second year, I am doing internships. So you need to apply separately for them. As an international student, you'll go through a different process. So you can look for paid internships. For the most part, housing is coming from you. You could consider other options. I have friends that are considering have taken loans and stuff, but that's really just a personal choice. And I think you need to figure that out with international student services and financial services and so on. And as for budgeting as a student, save as much as you can. Like that's the best that I can say. Save as much as you can.
And I would just add, through our department, through the Office of Admission, our office also oversees the financial aid office. As Megan alluded to, she's worked in our office. Ellen has done great work for our office. And when Ishita comes to campus, we'll, if Ishita wants to work in our office, we will find a space for her as well. So you're part of the family within a family. So the Office of Admission is a very interconnected place. As we alluded to the fact earlier on, we've all come from different places. Julie's come from Puerto Rico, Renee's come from various parts in South America. I'm still not quite sure. I've worked with Renee for 10 years. I'm still not quite sure where she calls home, but it's in South America somewhere. She's bounced around.
Renee doesn't even know where she calls home.
So we've all come from different countries and we know how difficult it is to make an education affordable. And we understand the trials and tribulations that we have to go through. So we try and make it as fiscally feasible as possible for you.
Thanks, Gary. But it's a reality, right? And when there are paid internships that are offered, that's really an opportunity for students not only to build your resume, but also an opportunity to make a little bit of money and save, like Megan said. So one of the things that we didn't touch upon, and I'm going to take this opportunity, is our International Student Services Office is the office that will process your I-20, which is the document that you need to apply for a student visa. They also offer a number of workshops and make sure that if you are applying, if you find an internship that will pay you, they will support you together with the Career and Internship Office. So these two offices are key, and we really believe that starts on day one, and they are available there for you. When we say we're personalized, individualized, we truly mean it. We have offices that are there for every step of the way, and if you don't advocate for yourself and seek it out, they do offer some information sessions and different programming so that you can begin to plan for what you want to do in terms of your education, in terms of working, in terms of your internships. And one last thing is on the academic side. We have an academic advising department which works individually with students. So once you become a student, you will begin to register your courses. That course selection, if there are students who are undecided, totally okay. A good percentage of students entering university are undecided, and I like to think they're still exploring, and they are the ones that haven't figured out, because they know that there's so many options of careers that it's okay to take some time, and our curriculum enables you to be able to take that time to decide. So you have the support and guidance of academic advisors who will help you select your classes so that you are making progress towards the credits that you need to earn and towards the time and that you need in order to graduate. So all that is in place for students, and students are able to learn about this through orientation and through a special course that we have that's called Lynn University LU 101 that all of our first year students have to take during the first semester. So I'm being mindful of time. I think we're over just about 2 minutes. I want to thank our students, Ishita, Megan, and Alan. I want to thank you guys did a great job. Thank you for sharing all of your experiences. And I know that you will have made yourself available to all our Next Genius contestants. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this has been helpful to you, getting an idea of really what is Lynn University about. We encourage you to see many of our virtual programs that we offer. Go on the website. We will be sending information to you about these programs so that you can hear specifically about the different academics and also a student experience or student activities that we have at the university. And to Gareth, thank you for presenting to our students. We know that your schedule is very tight, but thanks for making the time. And Julie and Davika, so we look forward to seeing everyone in January. We have some important dates. Do not hesitate to reach out to Julie or myself for support with your applications. And just remember that date. We need all your documents by December.
I wanted to add quick on that, Renee. Thank you so much. Please don't forget that you can schedule a one-on-one with me via Zoom so we can discuss further. Let's just keep the conversation going so I can help you through the process. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for attending. Bye-bye now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.